free from material desire, an essential subject from Vinipedia. When the distressed, the inquisitive, the seekers of knowledge, and those who are in need of money are free from all material desires, and when they fully understand that material remuneration has nothing to do with spiritual improvement, they become pure devotees. As long as such a purified stage is not attained, devotees in transcendental service to the Lord are tainted with fruitive activities, the search for mundane knowledge, etc. So one has to transcend all this before one can come to the stage of pure devotional service. Only those who are freed from all material contamination surrender unto the Supreme Lord and engage in his devotional service. Srila Prabhupada's books, lectures, conversations and letters offer a comprehensive presentation of this essential subject as seen in the Vinicotes free from material desire category. An introduction from his books is given below in the following 10 quotes. Quotes from Srila Prabhupada's books. A devotee is always engaged in drinking the honey from the lotus feet of the Lord. Unless one is freed from all material desires, he cannot actually taste the honey from the Lord's lotus feet. One has to discharge his devotional duties without being disturbed by the coming and going of material circumstances. This desirelessness for material prosperity is called nikama. One should not mistakenly think that nikama means giving up all desires. Srimad Bhagavatam 4.9. 36. A pure devotee does not seek benedictions from the Supreme Lord for material advancement. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that pious persons go to the Lord even for material benedictions. A person who goes to the Supreme Personality of Godhead for material gain is gradually purified in association with the Supreme Lord. Thus he becomes free from all material desires and is elevated to the platform of spiritual life. Unless one is raised to the spiritual platform, it is not possible for him to completely transcend all material contamination. Srimad Bhagavatam 4.8. 23. The devotee is above the three modes of material nature and is even transcendental to the Brahma platform. A Brahma may be infected by the two baser modes, namely Rajoguna and Tamoguna. A pure devotee, who is free from all material desires experienced on the mental platform and who is also free from empiric philosophical speculation or fruitive activity, is always above material conditioning and is always liberated. Srimad Bhagavatam 4.29. 65. According to Patanjali, when one becomes free from all material desires, he attains his real, transcendental situation, and realization of that stage is called spiritual power. In material activities, a person engages in the modes of material nature. The aspirations of such people are 1. To be religious, 2. To be economically enriched, 3. To be able to gratify the senses, and, at last, 4. To become one with the Supreme. Srimad Bhagavatam 3.21. 12. This material world is called Tama, dark, and the spiritual world is called light. The Vedas enjoin that everyone should try to get out of the darkness and go to the kingdom of light. Information of that kingdom of light can be attained through the mercy of a self-realized soul. One also has to get rid of all material desires. As soon as one frees himself from material desires and associates with a liberated person, the path back home, back to Godhead, is clear. Srimad Bhagavatam 4.31. 29. A living entity cannot exist without desires, but desires that can never be fulfilled are called kama, lusty desires. Kamas taste tajan. BG 7.20. Because of lusty desires, non-devotees are deprived of their intelligence. Thus they are unable to conquer the Supreme Lord, whereas devotees, being freed from such unreasonable desires, can conquer the Lord. Such devotees are also conquered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because they are pure, being free from all material desires, they fully surrender to the Supreme Lord, and therefore the Lord conquers them. Such devotees never aspire for liberation. Srimad Bhagavatam 6.16. 34. Free from all contaminations of material desires, the distressed, the inquisitive, the penniless and the seeker after supreme knowledge can all become pure devotees. But out of them, he who is in knowledge of the absolute truth and free from all material desires becomes a really pure devotee of the Lord. And of the four orders, the devotee who is in full knowledge and is at the same time engaged in devotional services, the Lord says, the best. Bhagavad Gita 7.17. If one regularly sees the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the temple, one will gradually be disinfected of all material desire simply by visiting the temple and seeing the deity. When one is freed from all the results of sinful activities, one will be purified, and with a healthy mind, completely cleansed, he will increasingly make progress in Krishna consciousness. Srimad Bhagavatam 6.16. 31. If one who has taken birth in the land of Bhradavara as a human being does not take advantage of the opportunity for spiritual elevation, his position is certainly the most miserable. In the land known as Bhradavara, even if one is a Sarvakema Bhakta, a devotee seeking the fulfillment of some material desire, he is freed from all material desires by his association with devotees, and ultimately he becomes a pure devotee and returns home, back to Godhead, without difficulty. Srimad Bhagavatam 5.19 Summary. One must be completely freed from all material attachment and be situated on the plane of transcendence, which alone will help the devotee get in personal touch with the personality of Godhead. The best method is that one should live at a place where the transcendental form of the Lord is worshipped. The temple of the Lord is a transcendental place, whereas the forest is a materially good habitation. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.6. 21.